Vi, girl, your ass is just being difficult now. At some point, like some of this stuff, you just being difficult, boo. Let's talk about it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 3, episode 7 of Queen Sugar. And like I said, for some of this, our Vi is just being kind of difficult. But I mean, some of it I understand, and some of it is just Vi being Vi. Anyway, let's start right off. Our Vi and Hollywood. Hollywood gives Vi this empty. It's a pretty box. It's like a pretty box, and it was empty. And I'm like, is this a New Orleans thing? Does it have something to do with culture or something that I don't know about? And it was just something, it was a Hollywoodism. And he was like, I gave you an empty box, Shay, because whatever it is you want for your birthday, whatever you want, I'm going to fill that box with it. I was like, oh, diamonds, honey, and fire. Shit. So I was like, oh, damn, that was smooth, Hollywood. So then she was talking a little bit about the business split. It was a 60-40. 60 not in her favor, 40 in her favor. She says, I don't know about that. It feels like I'll be working for him. And I ain't trying to be in a position where I'm working for nobody. I ain't trying to do that. So I guess they're going to have to revisit all that. And he's like, yeah, okay, cool. And he's basically kind of letting her move on her own, letting her do what she wants to do. Because I thought for sure that was going to be a point of contention between Hollywood and Vi, that she was going to go into business with someone else and he had money. But don't seem to be a problem. So cool. Let's talk about Charlie and Jacob. I think she's on to something. She knows that there's more going on than she thought was actually going on initially. And I think she's at a point where she's questioning Jacob. Um, I think she was starting to kind of like Jacob a little bit, and he is smooth. God damn, he's smooth and cute too. So I think she was kind of feeling herself, kind of starting to really like Jacob. But at the end of the day, you're a Boudreaux. You're related to the Landrys. Y'all are first cousins and all of that. And then when there's these questions floating, I think it left bad taste in her mouth. So she ended up telling him, listen, let's just stick to business for now. Um, and that'll be that. And he's like, all right, Ms. Bordelon, no problem. And when he left there, you could tell he was a little hurt and he was a little disappointed. Um, not even and so the crazy part, he not even one bit suspicious of her, but I think he was just kind of just a little disappointed or whatever. So whatever. I don't know. Me personally, Jacob, I'm questioning you, and I'm starting not to trust you. So I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna make me hate you or not, but we're gonna see. I don't my goddamn good eye on you, Jacob. But anyhow, there's a sit down between Ralph Angel and his employee. And he tells him basically, he was really cool. He was like, I never wanted to disrespect you or your boy, nor your baby's mom or anything like that. I had a friend who was coming just to kick it. I didn't know he was going to bring another friend with him. That I didn't know. I'm really sorry. He told him it's all right. He's like, it's cool. I'm going to give you a second chance. Give you a second chance because somebody gave me a second chance. It just kind of is what it is. It's cool. Then there's a conversation between Ralph Angel and Darla. Darla has all these plans for this weekend with her and Blue. I got his room down, and I'm going to take him to the museum, and I got these tickets to this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, she hasn't talked to Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel hasn't talked to her. Here, it turns out there's a party for Vi which ends up it's actually a surprise party. Of course, Darla's not fucking invited. You're not invited. And he's like, it was not even a question. It was like, girl, whatever you're talking about is definitely secondary because Vi would definitely want Blue there. So, no big deal. Your plans is whatever your plans is. Now, I kind of, it is a family thing, but it really wouldn't have been no real big deal if Blue hadn't been there because it's an adult party and Blue's a kid. But ain't nobody going out of their way making those special provisions for Darla. And I don't know. I'm a little scattered on that because I feel him and I feel her too. Her I don't respect and don't give a shit about what she thinks, so whatever, Darla. But I mean I understand both sides of it. Anyway, moving on. Mr. Prosper sat down with Nova and they were having a talk. And Nova was enlightened to the point of how much problem that the land has actually been and how the whole thing of losing True, their mother, when their mother passed away and then raising the kids and then trying to deal with the land and the money not being right and all that. There was this one particular time where their dad was actually was contemplating suicide. And he ended up calling Mr. Prosper. Mr. Prosper was saying, it was part of their bond. And he was saying, he was so happy that their dad thought that much of him to actually contact him in that hour. And he's, that's my friend. That's my dude. I'm glad that he thought enough of me to call me and that we was able to work that through together. Two men that were able to work that through together. And I was like, oh wow, that's deep. And Nova, that went somewhere with Nova. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's a lot. Cause she's like, no, Daddy would never do that. Daddy's strong. Yeah, Daddy's strong too. That's what we talk about. Everybody's strong, but every man has a breaking point. He said, and it was just, it just was what it was. And after that, that was it. We never revisited it again, but it was what it was. This shit ain't no joke out here. It's real in the field. So that was that. That was interesting. Then we look up and Hollywood's mother shows up. It's a surprise. She shows up. And it's Vi's 60th birthday they're celebrating. She shows up. That's the first surprise. We're like, what the hell? And Vi's like, where's your mother staying? And then we find out that in the past there's been some contention between mother and Vi. But you look at them, they damn near the same age. Okay? And there happened to be a conversation between Hollywood and his mom where his mother really doesn't approve of the whole Mary and Vi thing. She's like, what about kids? What about this, that, and the other? You have this really weird way of throwing yourself into another person's life like you did with your wife, and you get lost in there. And I want you to be happy. I think that you should have what it is that you want. You're spending so much time trying to take care of Vi. What do you want? And what is it that you're sacrificing? So I'm like, I understand. Mothers and their sons. So I understand it, but I'm like, she doing a lot. And again, she probably think this old bitch and my goddamn baby, Again, one of them situations where I see it on both sides. And Vi's Vi. Vi is Vi. And Vi has some insecurities when it comes to what her age is and dealing with Hollywood. And sometimes it becomes an issue where it don't have to be an issue. That's why I said, Vi, what are you doing, girl? But I was like, all right, so Vi really didn't want his mother to stay at the house. But then she's like, cool. She packed it away and she told her, oh no, come on, you're going to stay with us, blah, 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 whatever. Vi fall right in line. You know what wives do? She falls right in line. So that was that. So we're having the party. They surprised took her out to dinner and they come back in and everybody's there. So they're like, damn, they surprised her. It was cool. So they're doing the little thing. They're having a party and they have fabulous parties. Their parties you always want to be a part of that party. Like it's all going down. Look like everybody having a good time. Even though there be drama going on, it's a family party. There's always some little drama in the corners. But for the most part, they having a ball dancing and stuff. They're out there doing line dances and getting down, having a good time. And they needed some ice. So, and Trent showed up. And they was looking like, child, who the fuck this Asian ass girl come from, honey? And they looking, and I'm like, the shade of it all, honey. But she fit right on in. She got the line dancing and carrying on, and everybody was cool after a couple of minutes. But it was an awkward moment, like, what the fuck is this Asian girl doing here, honey? So it was cool. But they ended up having to go do a run for ice, and this was the first time that Trent actually got to meet Blue, and he was a little looking at her like at first, but then it was cool. So they end up going to get ice. Ralph Angel, Trent, and Blue, and they end up seeing um, Darla. Well, only person saw her was Raw, and he looked at her and paid that bitch dust. Got right on in the car and drove right on off. And later on, when she said she had nerve to ask him, "Who is she?" I said, girl, sit down, Darla. You doing too much. You're doing too much. Anybody can get her answer their questions for you? Sit down. Good for you, because you fucked it all up, stupid. I said, look at her. That Darla, she got a lot with her. Like, some things are unfortunate that she has to go through, but again, everything goes back to something that you did. Everything that you're going through comes from shit you did, lies you told, indiscretions that you had. Darla, bitch. So I don't be feeling sorry for Darla. I am not Team Darla. Sorry, y'all, but whatever. Anyway, he paid her dust, and I kind of laughed at her. Then we had a little thing with Micah and Kiki. I said, Micah and Kiki, y'all better get out of each other's mouth, honey. And I was like, what y'all back up here in this room? Get on up out of here. Kiki, out back. Get your ass on up out of here. You know better. Hot ass. But they had a little conversation. And he was saying, oh, yeah, because they were texting a little crew. And she told him, you know what? I used to be cool with them, but they went their way. I went my way. Real nice. I said, come on, Kiki. She's so mature. She told him, you can hang with them if you want, but I'm not. I'm not. And guess what, Micah? Stupid. That was your cue. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. She's trying to tell you in a nice way that they're trouble. They're trouble, and she knows it. She's staying away from them, and you need to too. Anyway, so there's this little conversation between Mr. Prosper and Charlie. And he told Charlie, that he led on and let her know he knows what's going on with her and Davis and all of that. And he gave her a good bit of advice. He told her, don't be so preoccupied with your past that your past ends up hindering your future. The love story does not have to end there. And I was like, you better speak a goddamn word. I love Mr. Prosper. And I see where we're going, Ava. Please don't let nothing happen to Mr. Prosper, because I'm going to be done. It's going to shake me to my core. I love Mr. Prosper. I really do. So I was like, all right. And she took to heart exactly what he said, because later on in the program, we seen Charlie go out with the little cute Mexican guy that she met. I can't think of his name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about, honey. She went out with him, honey, and the date went real, real well, honey, because the date ended on the note of, yeah, I'm going to cook for you. I said, cook, honey. And then it'll be your turn to heat up the room, honey. Anyway, moving on. So all that went on. Then there was a little thing. Remy was about to make me want to grab his goddamn larynx out. Remy just running around there pursuing Nova just like this is what you're supposed to be doing. For real, Remy? For real? And Nova, she's kind of entertaining it. But, she's like, got this other stuff going on. She got the stuff, from finding out that their dad contemplated suicide and all that, and she's kind of worked about that. But that's the other thing really getting in the way. Girl, you need to stop entertaining this shit with Remy. Leave this shit alone. It's going to tear you and your sister apart. And Remy, I can't with you. I can't. Mm-mm. He's so self-righteous to be really carrying on this way. Anyway. Okay. So, after the party's over, Vi and Hollywood run into a little issue. Because he gets up and he does a toast, and Hollywood then got just as drunk, having a good time. He does a toast, and he's Talking about, the new Mrs. gives her his last name and all of that. And Vi ends up telling him, I don't want your last name. I want you, but I don't want your last name. I don't want it hyphenated. I don't want none of that. I just want to be Violet Bordelon. That's it. And he's like, wait a minute, you don't want my money. You don't want my help. Now you don't want my name. It's like it's like you go out of your way to let me know how you don't need me, and that it's become a problem. I'm like, damn, Vi, you get ready to fuck it up. So he got mad, baby, went on out to sleep on the couch and all that. But later on, later on, like the next day, earlier in the morning time, his mother had got a hold to him, baby, and told him, she gave him like some good advice. Told him, don't you think that a woman like Vi is a certain age, she's been through some certain things. Just because she came through some battles, don't you ever believe that she didn't came through there without no scars and no wounds. She said, then you get your shit together. Go get your girl. I said, all right, mama, then, I guess she needed to process talking to him and getting it all off her chest, and then actually seeing them interacting and all of this. And I guess she got settled and she was good, with what was actually going on. Because how can you not? When you're around them, you could feel the energy of them and you want them to win. And I'm sure she got sucked up in that too. So she gave him some good advice. Baby, he went on up in there and told Vi, it is what it is. That's fine. You don't want my name. That's cool. It is what it is, but whatever. You let me, you lead, and I'm going to follow you. It is what it is. If we're going to be together, that's it. And she told him, that's it. You let me have my name. And she said, I'm going to go ahead and agree to this big wedding. Let's go on and spend some of that money. I said, yes, honey, spend the money, get the wedding. I can't wait till the wedding, honey. I said, that's going to be fabulous. Fabulous. So I can't wait till whenever we get to the actual episode when they do the wedding. I can't wait. I can't wait. But that was that. So that was real, real cool. And then the very last thing we see, Charlie get together with her investigator chick. And then she sits down with Aunt Vi and Ra and Nova. And she says, you know what? What we were looking at is actually, what's going on is actually bigger than what I thought what was going on. What the Landrys are doing, they've been racking up everything. They've been getting rid of the leases and all of that, taking back claim of all the land that they have around. And when you look at the whole grid of it, if you look at my thumbnail, you'll see how they put out the whole floor plan. That's on my thumbnail. But you'll see that everything that they own, everything all around the Bordelon farm. Their farm is the last piece of the puzzle. It's right smack dab in the center. The Landrys are actually working with the government to build a private jail down in St. Joe's Parish. Double negative? I don't think so. First of all, ain't nobody trying to be building prisons and jails. Ain't nobody for that. Because who goes in there? No, thank you. And then taking away our livelihood to actually do this. Double negative. So she's like, this is bigger than what we thought, and the government's all up in this shit too. I said, oh my God, this is a mess. This is a mess. I said, oh God. So I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I think this is going to get even better, honey. I said, oh, this is really good shit, Ava. So this is where we are on Queen Sugar. I enjoyed it as usual. I always do. Love this show. Love this show. Them Landrys is some slick, slide, dirty reptiles, honey. But anyway, all right, you guys. I will talk to you next week. Later.